Food is what drives me and helps me face my day. It gives me a peace that I can't get from anything else. About a year now.
Do you realize that you're killing yourself with the food or not?
Yes.
Let me shift myself so you're able to read everything that goes down here. Because boy. Cindy's friend, Sandy, offered Cindy a place to live for a year near Dr. Nell's office so that Cindy could do his program. Well, what happens next? After a 3-hour drive, Cindy made it to Sandy's house, but she didn't show up for her first appointment with Dr. Nell.
14 pounds.
Now, let's just go back to that one. So, when she does get weighed, she weighs 614 pounds. The question is, what happens next? Now, right now, obviously, this is a recap, obviously, what happened on the episode itself in particular, until we get to where we are now, which is obviously, where are they now? And Cindy, just in case you don't know, she was bedridden, and she has bedridden for 1 freaking year. So, of course, her life is definitely on the line.
The lifestyle that you got right now, you feel comfortable with it?
No.
614 pounds. Body is getting to a breaking point. There is not much more we can do for you.
And this is because right now she is not willing to do the work. She's willing to be defiant and, most importantly, lying, as some of them do.
And take responsibility. I just need more time.
I'm sorry, but when you are bedridden and you've been bedridden for a year, time is not on your side. You don't need more time. You need to act now or never. Well, not never literally, but yeah, time is definitely not something that you should be thinking about. As you can see here, though, Cindy quit Dr. Nell's program and headed home to Portland. Well. And then, of course, a couple months after Cindy quit Dr. Nell's program and went home, she started to experience severe stomach pain. Cindy couldn't find a doctor that would treat her near home in Portland, in Texas, so she reached back out to Dr. Nell. Surprise, surprise, like they always do. Oh yeah, and Dr. Nell made arrangements to treat Cindy at St. Joseph Medical Center in Houston.
Cindy went back home about a month and a half ago and decided she doesn't need any more help in a controlled environment.
My apologies. Let me play that again because I had my sound on there, so there was probably an echo. I do apologize. But of course, as you can see, as you heard,
Cindy went back home about a month and a half ago and decided she doesn't need any more help in a controlled environment is the only option we have left for her. The biggest issue with Cindy right now is the dynamic she has with her caretaker.
So Cindy obviously first and foremost gets help and then decides to be a complete nuisance. But as you can see right there, they have to put her in a controlled environment. Okay. Now let's talk about her relationship with her caretaker. At first, I tell you this now, when I was doing this reaction for Patreon, I sat there and I said, well, clearly her caretaker has been feeding her. And I also said that I feel like if somebody has a caretaker that is enabling them, well, then really and truly that caretaker should lose their job, should lose their responsibility to that person. But really and truly, when you're a caretaker, in my opinion, you should be doing what is best for the person you're caring for. Now, of course, I understand it's not as simple as that. There's so much more towards it, but I'm just saying that if I'm being paid to look after someone, well, I better look after them rather than actually, be a part of their slow freaking suicide. Just saying. But of course, like I said before, there's obviously going to be other logistics around it, and I do understand, but it's kind of annoying to understand that. But let's continue because, as you heard, Cindy's been going for pain, so therefore she needs to have a surgery.
Big hernia. Looks like Cynthia has some hernia that's causing her some stomach pain.
And this surgery stuff in particular here is something that, he believes that Dr. Nell says that her diet definitely has not helped, or the junk food has definitely made things worse, when it comes to a hernia. So that's why obviously she was having surgery right there. Now, I will say this, the surgery that she had was not a weight loss surgery. It was literally a surgery because of the severe stomach pain that she was having. So as you can see, she does lose 161 pounds, but this is because she was in a controlled environment. And as we know, it's one thing for someone to lose weight in a controlled environment, but it's a whole other thing for them to lose it when they're back home around their devices. So let's see what happens.
She lost 161 pounds in 2 months.
I just went back to how I was eating before. It felt like I was gaining or chance for weight loss surgery. I talked to Sandy and told her there has to be a change.
recognize how she says that, hey, I've gone backwards, but hey, I'm also going to put Sandy in this conversation because I want you all to know that it's not just me being weak, it's the fact that Sandy isn't doing right by me. Playing the blame game. And sometimes, yes, I guess it makes sense to put that blame elsewhere, but I feel like in this situation, if anyone's going to put the blame on the caretaker, it's going to be me or us viewers because we're thinking, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? But when it comes to you, yeah, you're not allowed to do that because clearly you're asking for the food. And if anything, you're definitely manipulating for the food. But hey, let's see what happened. This is her first weigh-in after leaving her controlled environment.
Okay, your weight is 438.
And as you see, she was only able to lose 5 pounds because, of course, she went back to eating her junk. And, of course, her caretaker went back to also enabling her as well. Or at least that was the assumption. Let's get into it. What really happened?
You can do it, Cindy. So no more snacking.
And who got me the stuff?
Not me. You're the one that ordered it on your own.
Busted. Now, if looks could kill, watch carefully.
I snitched you out.
The way he said is all happy, like, yeah, I snitched you out. Yeah, it's you. He's been ordering when I'm not there. Da 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 da. But at the same time, though, we do know that she's bedridden, so someone has to bring her the food that she's ordering. So, Sandy, even though you're snitching her out, let's not pretend that it's not you giving the food to her because this woman has been bedridden, of course. Right now, can she walk? Not necessarily. So, unless, of course, I mean, someone has to open the door. Do you see what I'm saying? So even though you snitched her for ordering it, at the same time you are still at fault for obviously giving her the food that she has ordered. But either way though, if looks could kill, this look right here says, you mother. But let's continue.
To do it for your own good.
You're doing good. Physically, I'm feeling better.
415.
So she now weighs at 415 and she's lost 23 pounds. Now, this weight loss was to determine whether or not she will be finally approved for the weight loss surgery. And, well, just had to get rid of that out of the way. And she did actually end up getting approved for surgery. So she ended up losing 400. She got to 415 pounds and Dr. Nad then approved her for surgery. She had the surgery. It was successful. And it does seem as if she's now on the right track of losing weight. And I hope, though, of course, she does get to the destination that she's meant to get to. Now, in case you haven't seen the video that I made before this regarding Julian, Julian is somebody that literally was at 800 plus pounds. Go find out exactly what he was. And for some reason, he was not bedridden. Now, I said it's probably down to the fact that he was quite tall, so therefore his body was able to somehow stomach the weight. But with Cindy now, she weighed 200 pounds less than him, or actually more than 100 pounds less than him. But she ended up becoming bedridden, which is obviously evidence to say that, hey, our weight, our height is definitely something that determines, you know, whether or not we are going to be bedridden, and also something that determines, and obviously how much we should weigh based on our height. Because there's some people out there who think that height is not a factor, and they sit there and say, how come this person can still walk but I can't? Again, height is always a factor, trust me when I tell you this. But nonetheless though, the good thing is that she was able to finally get to that goal. I mean, it took a long bloody time, you know, and she's very lucky that time was luckily on her side, because really and truly, time should have never been on her side. Do you know what I mean? She's very fortunate to have got to where she got to. But hey, congratulations is where it's at. The question is this though, did she finally make it to her goal? And that's something I guess we will never know, unless they do another season and they give us another story on her. But I do definitely want to see what happens with Julian moving forward. If you haven't seen the video on Julian, check it out and you understand why I do want to have why I want another video of where he's at, you know. But hey, with that being said though, let me know your thoughts and your opinions and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.